Well, as you seen in my last video, I took my S10 wheels, used an aircraft stripper, tried to strip them to get a polished look, and it didn't go good. Now the next day, after I quit recording, I spent about another 3 hours just sanding on one wheel, got down to the polish, and then realized this takes way too long, because at that time I had probably, give or take, 5 to 6 hours in just sanding straight, and I didn't really want to spend another, let's say, 20 hours getting wheels down to what I want. So I spray painted them black. I did it right. I cleared them and primed them and such and such. Then on the last wheel, I realized something. My sidewall is ruined from the stripper. I got it on the sidewall, didn't know, let it sit. It buried down into it. It wasn't really safe to drive on. So I hopped on the old Facebook Marketplace, looked for some wheels, looked for some Extreme wheels, couldn't find none. Looked for some ZQ8 wheels, couldn't find none. I found a set of Camaro wheels. I'm like, I'll think about it. Z28s. I don't really want to do that. On and on, found some wheels. So finally, well, I've always wanted to put BMW wheels on an S10. So finally, after hours of scrolling, it's about 1 o'clock at the time, I found some wheels. I'm like, well, I'll save them, text the guy in the morning. Text the guy in the morning, as I thought of any good Facebook Marketplace deal, they wouldn't text back. Well, I sent a text immediately, he texted back. That's good. Ended up, I paid $100 for 4 wheels and tires. Tires ain't in the greatest shape, but they hold air, kinda. Wheels they're actually pretty clean. I'll show you in a minute, but I'll just give you a little sneak peek of what it is. So these are the center caps that came off the wheels. Right now I'm running no center caps because I only got 2 center caps and 4 wheels. But if you know what these are, you probably know what the wheels are. Wheels are off a Series 29 BMW, from what I took it. 15-inch wheels, 15-inch wheels. It's got 225/60 15s on it. And I'll show you in a minute. I gotta go through and I gotta check my wheels, make sure my lug nuts fit, because I don't know if they do, and I've been driving around on them, kind of scared. Tighten my spacers. So yeah, I'll show you all the outcome of the S10 wheels, which it was okay, but I didn't really want to roll around on them. So these are the wheels after I got them painted. Obviously, I was in a little bit of a rush. Got some runny spots in it. Didn't care because those wheels, they spin, but this just killed me. This ain't the tire. It has a sidewall damage. It has a little bit, as you can see. Right in there, you can see where it burned through. I didn't really feel like it, but one tire is pretty good. So I didn't really want to buy tires for these wheels, even though they was trash. So I bought them BMW wheels, which I'll show y'all right now. These are the wheels I ended up getting. They are BMW Series 29, 15-inch. They fit the truck pretty good, with it being a step step. But what I'm worried about is these lug nuts. Not really fitting, but I do have to go through. Look at that. Have to go through, check the spacers, make sure they're still tight, which I think they are. I didn't torque them, but check them and then make sure that everything's good. But as you can see, these tires are kind of toasted. They got a lot of sidewall cracking and overall dry rot. That's on all 4 corners. But yeah, I'll get this thing in the air, make sure all the spacers are tight. So here's the wheels up close. Now you notice that I barely loosen these up. I'm not even talking about a full turn. And as you can hear and see, I don't know about these lug nuts, you know what I mean? So they kind of scare me in a way. But the spacers seem tight so far. Oh, this thing's dead, but here's a quick hack. If you're almost done, all I'm doing is just using this to take them off. They're already broke loose. There we go. Take this bad boy and slide it off. Out of the way. As you can see, there's my spacers. These are, I got them for like 84 bucks, all 4 off the lug nut guys. They're pretty good. For 84 bucks, I can't complain. They're holding up good so far. But we'll go through and check all these front and back. Excuse the mess, but here's a little tip. If you ain't got a buddy to hold the brakes while you tighten your wheels, or in this case spacers, because you have to have it jacked up, simply turn the truck on, let it run. Make sure you have jack stands now, and push down the brake with that, and then bam, brakes pressed, it won't spin. And now that all those studs are tight, simply take your breaker bar off, shut your truck off, hit your door thing because the thing don't work, and then bam, they're all tight up front. Alrighty, front is good and tight. Made sure to check spacers. Spacers are good. I just need to do the back. Same process, just reverse kind of. Truck's back here now. Take them off, make sure everything's good, put them back on. That's it. Now that this thing is back on the ground, now I know it looks squatted. That's because when I first let it back down, it always does that and it settles. If you have a rough country drop, you might know what's going on. Anyway, it's always did that. But if you want to put BMW wheels on your S10, there's 3 things you'll need. 1, S10. 2, BMW wheels. And 3, spacers slash adapters. Now, I recommend running adapters because, for one, the S10 bolt pattern is 5 by 120.6.5 or 7. And the BMW wheels are 5 by 120. Now, they will fit, but then you run a chance of breaking a stud, which is not very good. Also, the back spacing, or the backspace or whatever, is different on a BMW wheel than its S10. An S10, basically, if you want to put any wheels on an S10, you have to run spacers because it is 0 offset. The offset on these is 32 millimeters or 33 positive, which means that when you put them on, this wheel will actually be sitting way in there. So that's why you have to run spacers. Also, the smallest you can go on these, and I'm pretty sure it's a lot of them, is 1 1/4 inch. That is because the studs will stick out, allowing you not to be able to put your wheels on. So if you get them, if you do put BMW wheels on, get adapters, 1 1/4 inch spacers or however much, but that's the smallest you can go. I read a lot of forums saying, do not put BMW wheels on your S10 because blah, blah, blah. I haven't had no problem out of them. I have a tire out of balance, I do know that. Or I know all of them are out of balance. They need tires, but for 100 bucks, you can't complain. 85 for the adapters. That's actually pretty good. But basically, what I was seeing, I found one YouTube video on it, and he's actually putting the same wheels on a square body S10. But everyone says don't do it because it rides rough, blah, blah, blah. It rides just the same as it did, other than the slight shaking because of the wheels not being balanced. But yeah, it's well worth it. I love the look, actually. It gives it that BMW look, and I always love BMWs. So yeah, them are the wheels. I hope y'all enjoy. Let me know what y'all want to see next. I'm 100 subscribers away from being to 500, so that'd be pretty cool if that could happen. Actually, I'm like 4 away from being away from 400, so that'd be pretty cool if I get to that. But yeah, one last look at her. Hopefully it stays looking this good. And I'll see you guys in the next video.